Yo, what's up with y'all boys and girls, man? Hey, it's Jay Briggs here, continuing to cook up this NBA action, man. Y'all know we do it on the Jam Session. We cook up every single game, every single day, man. Yesterday, we did drop our NBA Player of the Day. We had my favorite team, the Dallas Mavericks, man. Bad first quarter. Is really what the game came down to. They did walk them down after being down, 25 early in the game. They did come back, take the lead, and then Paul George hit one of the best shots I've ever seen him attempt and make. That fall away three in the corner when they were down to give them the lead again was a tough bucket. Shout out to Paul George. Shout out to Harden, who had some tough floaters in the end. Um, Clippers tied the series up 2-2. I was wrong. I did say my Mavs would win the series in five. Um, they're going to win in six, though. I trust my Mavs, man. They're going to get it done. We already know about the Mavs, road favorite, what they be doing on the road. I expect them to go win game five, come back home, close the Clippers out in six at home at the crib with me in attendance. Or at least I'm hoping that's how it goes, but I'm pretty sure that's how it's going. The Mavs are head and shoulders a better basketball team. I think only thing that separated those two teams in this series is both games the Mavs lost, they literally shot themselves in the foot. Literally. You know, in that first game, they had a terrible second quarter. One of the worst quarters in NBA history. I didn't think that was really on the Clippers defense. I thought that was on the Mavs just missing open shots. And then yesterday to start the game, I kind of had that same feeling. They were getting the looks they wanted. They just weren't falling. These are NBA players, though. If they're getting the looks, if Luka, Kyrie are creating the way they are and getting the guys the looks, I expect the shots to fall just like they always seem to do, or at least they have the back end of the season. My Mavs would be just fine. At least that's how I see it. What else happened yesterday? Yeah, a lot of basketball happened yesterday. Shout out to Knicks, man. Jalen Brunson, shout out to him. I was wrong. I did say I think the Knicks were going to not lose this series to the Sixers. Hey, they went in there and got it done yesterday. Shout out to them. Series ain't over. It ain't over. It ain't over. Shout out to the Knicks. Shout out to Brunson and company. Milwaukee, man, stick a fork in them boys. They done. The Pacers continue to beat up on them like they have all season long. And what else happened yesterday? I feel like there's something else I'm missing. It was one more. Oh, the T-Wolves. That's what it was. Anthony Edwards sending Kevin Durant, Devin Booker, and Bradley Beal and company to the crib, man, to Cancun. Adios, amigos, man. Crazy. I thought Booker would show up, and he did show up, but it still wasn't enough. KD played okay, too. Bill, he ain't do much of anything, man. The Suns, after all that hype that a lot of y'all were doing all season long, them boys got swept. And Kevin Durant has now been swept out of the playoffs the last three seasons. So since leaving Golden State, every year he's been swept out of the playoffs. Not even competitive. Swept 4-0. Remember when y'all used to be trying to compare him to my GOAT, LeBron James, who did avoid the sweep and is in action tonight. And y'all know it, man. And y'all know what we do here. We finna cook it up and try to smash it per usual. I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content and everything I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter and Instagram all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And of course, I have premium plays over at the site, including that NBA Player of the Day. We did drop it yesterday, looking to bounce back on it in the middle of a decent week here in the NBA, trying to keep the momentum rolling forward. Bounce back day here on a Monday. New week, new goals, new opportunities, man. Let's smash it per usual. And without further ado, let's hop right into tonight's NBA action. All right, ladies and gentlemen, let's get her done. First game up, we got the Boston Celtics out on the road facing the Miami Heat. Heat, 10.5-point home dogs here in this thing. We all know what it is with the Celtics, bro. Best record in the NBA, 66-19. For most of the season, I've called this team the best team in the league. At the beginning of the season, if you go back to really early episodes in the season, I was telling you guys about my futures ticket that I placed before the season started, which is on the Boston Celtics to win the NBA Finals. That's how I feel about Boston. So I don't want these next words to be clouded. I still think Boston is the one of the best, if not the best, in the NBA currently, with just the pure players and talent that they have collectively on their roster. We all can agree about that, about how good Boston is on paper and on the floor. I love the addition this season of Holiday and Porzingis. I say all that to say I almost always throw all that out the window when it comes to this Miami Heat team, especially in the postseason. The Miami Heat are just always a thorn in the side of the Boston Celtics. It just is what it is. You know what I mean? Some things are just set in stone. Many people thought the Celtics were going to go quick work in this series, sweep the Miami Heat, win it 4-0 and probably 4-0 dominantly, especially after the news of Jimmy Butler being out and Terry Rozier being out. The thing is I've come on here and I've told you guys about Heat culture, about Coach Spo, and just trusting in overall what Miami is selling. This is a team that's been in the Eastern Conference Finals 3 of the last 4 years, bro. You know what I mean? This is a really good basketball team. Getting 10.5 with that style team at home at the crib is where I have to be. So I'm on the Miami Heat plus the points here in the first game of the day. Again, rewind this if you have to. I said all the nicest things I can about the Celtics. And no, it wouldn't surprise me at all if the Celtics did win this game by 10, 15 plus points. But getting a scrappy team like the Miami Heat with the points in our back pocket, a team we know they're going to play to the final whistle, you know what I mean? There's so many scenarios to where Miami could straight up win this game again and tie this series up 2-2, where they could be getting beat pretty handily all game and sneak in the back door. They could just be a tightly contested game all the way through. There's so many paths, scenarios, and angles to where the Miami Heat cover in this game. Down 2-1, I look for them to essentially go balls to the wall here at home at the crib, looking to avoid going down 3-1 heading back to Boston. We know how dominant the Celtics have been at home at the crib this season, so an elimination game in Boston is not really a great spot for the Miami Heat. So I'm expecting a bounce back spot from them tonight at home at the crib. I would take 10.5 in my back pocket. I ain't gonna lie, I sprinkle a little bit on that money line as well. There's a path to where the Heat win this game. We already seen it. We seen them beat Boston in Boston, which doesn't happen very often. Boston this season, straight up at home at the crib was, what was Boston's straight up record this season? It was 38-5. Oh my God. They only lost 5 games at home all season, and one of those was the Miami Heat the other day. So it's going to be really tough to beat them there again, especially in an elimination game. So tying it up 2-2 here would do wonders for Miami. I want the points, and I'll sprinkle on the money line. Next game up, we got one of our favorite money-making teams, actually our favorite money-making team. What the hell am I talking about? The Oklahoma City Thunder Buddies, man. Thunder Buddies for life. Short, sweet, simple. We're laying the points here with Oklahoma City. I see no reason not to. They have given me no reason not to. They've been dominant here in this series. They dominated New Orleans in the regular season. The Pelicans, what's been my argument with them? It's the same thing I've continuously said, and I'm not switching up on it because it's the truth. When healthy, they're one of the best teams in the league. When McCollum, Ingram, and Zion are all on the floor together. The problem is they're almost never healthy. Somebody is almost always injured. The reason they even found themselves in this position that they're in was Ingram missed significant amount of time down the stretch of the regular season. McCollum missed time earlier this season, and then in the play-in, Zion got hurt, who was healthy all season, which is crazy. And they're desperately missing him here in this series. He would have made this a whole different ball game. He would have, just on his, ability to take over the paint. I think would have really done wonders for New Orleans. Without him, they're the Pelicans. You know what I mean? Which is not a great basketball team. They're playing 8th seed style team, and the Thunder are the best team in the West this season. That's what they were record wise. That's not opinionated. That's just a fact. They were the best team in the West. They're the number 1 seed for a reason. They won by margin all season. And again, we've seen them dominate New Orleans in this series. We've seen them dominate them at home the other day. And we've seen them do it all season long in New Orleans. So, again, no reason to really doubt them. I think they close them out, sweep these boys, and get some well-deserved rest because that Mavs-Clippers series is tied 2-2. So they can get some real rest here. I'm on the Thunder buddies. No reason to doubt them. I'll lay the points with them here in their closeout game. Last and final game of the night, man. The game of the night, in my opinion. I'm super pumped up for this one. We got the Los Angeles Lake Show Lakers out on the road facing the Denver Chicken Nuggets, the defending NBA champs, man. The Nuggets, 7.5-point home favorites here in this one. Look, we all know the history in this series. The Nuggets had won 12 straight over the Lakers heading into that last game. Lakers at home, at the crib, down 3-0, were able to win that game and avoid getting swept. A lot of you laughed at me in the comments from that game for taking the Lakers. I get it. I mean, I really did. Because when you look up the birth certificate of the Los Angeles Lakers next to father, you see Denver Nuggets. So I understand. But I'm going to tell you the same thing I told you guys the other day. In a closeout game, I'm rolling with the greatest player I've ever seen touch a basketball. Short, sweet, simple. And his name is LeBron James. Even at the age of 39, 40, the oldest player in the NBA. I think a lot of people forget that. The oldest player in the NBA. Still, I'm rocking with him, man. I'm going out with him. Interesting stat for y'all boys, man. Interesting stat, man. I just find this so interesting. The Lakers, man, in this series, out of the total 192 minutes that these two teams have played in this series, the Lakers have been winning 136 of those minutes. The series has been tied for 14 of those minutes, and the Nuggets have only been leading 41 minutes. So the Lakers, bro, have been basically dominating the entire series and just have not been able to seal the deal, close the door. Huge lead in game 1, wiped away. Huge lead in game 2, wiped away. Can they seal the deal is the million-dollar question, really. We know they can compete. We know they can compete. That's what this stat tells me right here. If you're beating a team, if you play a team 192 minutes, and you're beating them for 136 of those 192 minutes, we know you can compete. You feel me? And getting 7.5 points in our back pocket in this situation, sign me up. Especially when that team has the greatest player I've ever seen touch a basketball in LeBron James. I'm also going to sprinkle Lakers money line. I'm going to do it. I've seen LeBron come back from down 3-1. We've never seen anybody come from down 3-0. I ain't asking them to come down from 3-0. I'm asking them to come down 3-1 because that's where we are currently. Yes, I know a lot of you are not going to let me make it out of here without saying this. The Nuggets go stupid, dummy, crazy at home, at the crib. But I'm fading their ass tonight, man. I'm taking the greatest player I've ever seen touch the rock. Taking my guy, man. LeBron Go James and the Los Angeles Lakers. Plus the 7.5, and I'll sprinkle on the money line here in our last and final game of the night. And that's going to conclude this episode of my NBA Jam session. As always, I appreciate each and every one of you boys and girls that continue to tune in and watch this video. If you appreciate the content that I do, all I ask is that you smash that like button for me. You subscribe to the channel if you haven't already. And as I always say, man, if you're rocking with me, rock with me. I'm active on Twitter and Instagram all day long. There's a link for that in the description below. And, of course, I have premium plays over at the site, man. New week, new goals, new opportunities, man. Money making Monday. Let's make this week a great one, man. I really do appreciate each and every one of y'all. It's been your guy, Jay Briggs, man. I'll see y'all soon. I'm out of here.